Also happening today, the state's Department of Elementary and Secondary Education set to meet later this morning, and on their agenda, Holyoke Public Schools receivership.
And Western Mass's reporter Maria Wilson live in studio this morning with what we can expect from today's meeting. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, David, Amanda. In just a matter of a few hours, board members will hear from their acting commissioner about where they stand with Holyoke's receivership. For nearly a decade, the Holyoke Public Schools have been under a state receivership after the district was deemed as chronically underperforming. Last September, Mayor Garcia and other school leaders began the push to get control back of their school system. Mayor Garcia and others have been eager to say goodbye to the receivership, previously telling Western Mass News they don't have the necessary control to lead their own school district. And now the district has been working to break free from the state's control of their school system, but the road back to self-governance hasn't been a simple one. The exit plan includes 7 meetings between April and August, which includes outlining the district's plans for life after the receivership. The acting commissioner is also expected to address Lawrence and Southbridge. Those are 2 other school districts also under state receivership. As for Holyoke, if all goes according to plan, the exit plan out of the receivership could be completed by August. Reporting live in studio, Maria Wilson, Western Mass News.
Maria, thank you.